Kourtney Kardashian is pregnant, and I have some thoughts about it. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Liz, are you kidding me? Are we stooping to this level, talking about this topic on this show? And the answer to that is actually not an answer, but a question to you. Do you know how influential the Kardashian cartel has been on our culture? Do you know the things that you see every day, the behaviors exhibited by young people, Gen Z and millennials, that are begot of Kardashian culture? Think about the fact that young people only wear these hideous baggy clothes. That's all from the Kardashians. That's from Kanye West when he was married to Kim Kardashian. He dressed her in all those really ugly neutral colors, like colors without any color, and these baggy clothes and these big honking gym shoes. That's from the Kardashians. You see all these young women with these duck lips, too much filler in their lips. That's from the Kardashians. All the really long, really bright nails that young people wear, that's from the Kardashians. One family made that impact on our culture all across the country. And it's not just those external things that they've impacted. The Kardashians have impacted the way that young women think, the way that young women think about sexuality, the way that young people think about families, the way that young people think about relationships, the way that young people think about business and about wealth. The Kardashians have been perhaps the biggest cultural influence in my entire lifetime. Not on me, but on society in general. And so I had a very interesting thought when I watched this video of Kourtney Kardashian. She's the oldest one. She's Kim's older sister, announcing her pregnancy. Now, Kourtney Kardashian, for those of you who don't follow along, has 3 children already. She was not married, but she had 3 children with Scott Disick. And I will confess to you, I used to watch the Kardashians, Keeping Up with the Kardashians on E, like 10 years ago when I was in my early 20s when it first came on. Very entertaining, very trashy. I don't follow along with the show anymore, but I certainly do see, just like everybody else in the world, what they're up to and what their life updates are. And it was from that, just seeing the wave tops or the highlights of what's going on with their life, that I had the most interesting thought that I wanted to run by you. So Kourtney Kardashian did not end up getting married to Scott Disick. I guess he was on drugs or something at the time. They broke up. I always kind of liked the two of them together in the show, but they decided not to be together to the detriment of their family. Kourtney Kardashian ended up getting together with and ultimately marrying Travis Barker. Travis Barker is from the band Blink 182, totally covered in tattoos, really skinny, that look. Maybe you're familiar with him. And Kourtney Kardashian's in her 40s. She's been open about the fact that she wanted to have more children. She even said she went through in vitro fertilization and it didn't work. And then she kind of surprised the world when she announced her pregnancy. We can show this video. It was actually at one of Travis's Blink 182 concerts. We're going to bring it up on the screen. So she holds up this sign at the concert that says, "Travis, I'm pregnant." Jumps up and down. Of course, the cameras catch it, put it on the big screen. And the crowd goes wild because they're very excited. They know exactly what has been happening during this saga of trying to get pregnant because the Kardashians live their lives. They're a reality TV show family. They live their lives in front of the camera. They're also social media, on social media, to say the least. They're some of the most followed people on social media. So Travis sees this sign. He comes off the stage. One of the other band members comes off the stage. I confess I have no idea who it is because I don't really follow this band. Travis comes off the stage, they embrace, and within about 2 seconds, the entire world knows that Kourtney Kardashian is pregnant. Now, this was staged, clearly, as all reality TV is staged. This was not Kourtney Kardashian telling Travis Barker for the first time. This was Kourtney Kardashian telling the world that she's pregnant. And also, for those of you who are Blink 182 fans, the way that Kourtney announced by holding up that sign that says, "Travis, I'm pregnant," is actually a reference. It's a throwback to the song All the Small Things by Blink 182 from like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whenever it came out. In the music video for that song 20 years ago, a girl holds up a sign that says, "Travis, I'm pregnant." So leave it to the Kardashians to actually make an announcement in this clever of a way. Kourtney posted pictures of her growing baby bump after this. So I have no idea how far along she is, but my guess would be about halfway. She looks like she has about a halfway belly going on here. And this is where I started thinking about this, because part of me, when I heard this announcement, I was like, oh, I kind of always hoped she'd end up with Scott, the father of her 3 children. And she didn't. She ended up marrying Travis, but I still kind of hoped that she would end up with Scott. But then I realized something about the Kardashians, that despite the fact that The reason that we know of the Kardashians is because Robert Kardashian, their now deceased father, was an attorney for O.J. Simpson's defense team, and the fact that Kim Kardashian made a sex tape and then essentially publicized it to make herself famous. The reason that people like following the Kardashians is actually not because of their billionaire status. It's not because of their over-the-top luxury, and it's not actually because of Kim Kardashian's infamy. The reason people like watching the Kardashians is because they appeal to actually something very wholesome inside of us all. And I know, again, you're thinking, really, Liz, the Kardashians appeal to something wholesome? But hear me out, because I think that this is something that's very encouraging for our culture when we look to the Kardashians for family values. What are the Kardashians, what is their biggest news stories? Their biggest news stories are when someone's proposed to, when someone gets married, and when someone has a baby. And the way that they all react when someone announces a pregnancy is with utter joy. They celebrate the pregnancy. They celebrate the baby. They're constantly posting pictures with their kids, which says to me, and again, I'm watching this video and I'm thinking, you know what? This is actually very interesting, because the reason that they stage an announcement like this is because we all want to consume it, right? They're very savvy business people. They know this is the kind of content that we want to consume. Otherwise, they wouldn't create it. They wouldn't make this announcement in this way if they knew that it wasn't going to be a big hit, which it is. It's all over international news. And the reason that they announce their pregnancies and rejoice in their pregnancies and make their births on video and have these big opulent weddings, these over-the-top weddings, is because deep down, that's actually what the young women who they influence want. The young women don't want the sexual promiscuity. They don't want the drama. They don't want necessarily the billionaire status. What they want is what the Kardashians pretend to represent, which is a tight-knit family. So think about it even a step further. So it's not just that their biggest announcements are about proposals, are about relationships, are about marriages, are about babies, and that all of their social media is plastered with pictures of things that they're doing with their children. This portrayal or this appearance of being a very tight-knit family, right? The sisters are best friends. They're very close with their mom. They portray themselves to be a very tight-knit family. They also embrace, and you and I would say, you and I would probably criticize the extent to which they embrace what the left calls gender stereotypes. The women in the Kardashian family, again, we can criticize how promiscuous they are. We can criticize how revealing their outfits are, and that criticism is warranted, but they embrace womanhood. They're not trying to downplay the female body. They're not trying to downplay how their attire, female attire. They're not trying to downplay the fact that they're interested in female things like makeup and hair and fashion and passing that down to their children. Again, you can certainly criticize, as I do, the level to which they take that, the unhealthy level to which they take that. But ultimately, think about all the young women across the entire country, not just Gen Z, but millennials too. So every woman, just about every woman from the age of 13 through the age of 45 has been influenced by these women.
Hi guys, it's Liz Wheeler. Don't forget to watch my show, The Liz Wheeler Show, every night at 7 p.m. on the First TV. You can download the free First TV app, or you can visit thefirsttv.com/Liz and start watching today.